There are big vehicles, there are outrageous vehicles, and then there are machines so massive that everyone stops to stare. Now imagine a Jeep Willys, one of the most recognizable vehicles in history, built so large that it stands nearly as tall as a two-story building. But how can a machine this size actually move under its own power? And why would anyone turn an ordinary Jeep into a fully functional giant? Today, you are going to see 3 famous vehicles rebuilt on a scale that is almost impossible to believe. These are real, motorized machines designed to impress even people who think they have seen everything. Get ready, because we are starting with a Jeep 4 times larger than normal. And once you see the final vehicle on this list, the first 2 may suddenly look small. Jeep Willys. At first glance, it looks like a huge sculpture built only to attract attention. But a closer look reveals that this Jeep Willys is not just a decorative display. It was built at a 4:1 scale, preserving the classic shape of the original while making every part 4 times larger. The result is a machine that stands roughly 21 to 22 feet tall. To put that into perspective, an average adult barely reaches halfway up one of its wheels. The hood sits so high that it looks like the rooftop of a building, while the open cabin has the dimensions of a small room suspended above the ground. This Jeep belongs to Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan of the United Arab Emirates, a collector known for rare vehicles, oversized machines, and one-of-a-kind custom builds. The Jeep is displayed outside his museum near Abu Dhabi, where it has become one of the most photographed attractions on the property. Even while standing still, it has an overwhelming presence. The classic vertical grille, round headlights, and upright windshield are still instantly recognizable, but every feature looks as if it came from a world built on a completely different scale. Ordinary cars parked nearby resemble toys beside a massive piece of industrial equipment. The most impressive detail is that it was not built simply to remain stationary. The giant Jeep Willys is fully motorized and functional, which means it can move under its own power. Although it is kept mainly for display, its mechanical systems were designed to make the vehicle genuinely drivable. Moving a structure this large requires far more than simply enlarging the body. The extra weight demands heavy-duty components, a powertrain capable of overcoming enormous inertia, and a steering system strong enough to control the oversized wheels. Every movement is slow and commanding, as if the entire machine is coming to life. In November 2010, this creation officially entered Guinness World Records as the largest motorized Jeep in the world. The record confirmed that it was not merely a giant replica, but a working vehicle that exceeded every other Jeep of its kind in size. Its purpose is not to squeeze through narrow trails or cruise through busy city streets. Its real purpose is to show how far engineering, creativity, and a passion for vehicles can go. It takes a machine known for simplicity and transforms it into a monumental attraction. There is also an interesting contrast between this giant and the history of the original Willys. The classic Jeep became famous for being compact, lightweight, and practical. This version does the exact opposite, using the same familiar design to create one of the tallest and most eye-catching machines ever inspired by the model. From a distance, it dominates the entire museum grounds. Up close, every bolt, metal panel, and mechanical component seems larger than it should be. It is the kind of vehicle that plays tricks on your perception, because your brain recognizes the shape of a Jeep, but needs a few seconds to accept its dimensions. And even though it is mainly preserved as a display piece, knowing that the machine can be started and driven changes everything. It stops being a static curiosity and becomes a real vehicle capable of carrying its own weight and turning a simple demonstration into a spectacle. If this Jeep, standing more than 20 feet tall, has already impressed you, take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That support helps us keep bringing you giant builds, rare vehicles, and machines you will not see just anywhere. But do not assume this is the biggest surprise on the list. The next machine takes one of the toughest utility vehicles ever built and enlarges it until it looks like a fortress on wheels. Hummer H1X3. The original Hummer H1 was already famous for its width, military-inspired design, and impossible-to-ignore presence. In this version, however, every proportion was enlarged 3 times, as though the vehicle had been built for a world where people in ordinary cars had suddenly become miniature. The Hummer H1X3 measures about 46 feet long, nearly 20 feet wide, and roughly 22 feet tall. Those dimensions place it in an entirely different category because its body is now comparable in size to a small building. Because the length, width, and height were each multiplied by 3, the total volume became 27 times greater than that of a standard Hummer H1. That happens because all 3 dimensions increase at once, creating far more interior space than the simple 3:1 scale might suggest. Viewed from the front, the effect is immediate. The wide grille, raised hood, and boxy body still clearly resemble the Hummer H1, but everything has been enlarged to such an extreme that even trucks parked beside it can look small. Its height of about 22 feet puts the roof above many single-story buildings. Its width of nearly 20 feet also means that moving it is a major operation requiring a wide open area. This machine takes up far more space than a car, a pickup, or even several conventional trucks. To support a structure of this size, the project was built on the chassis of a Larky LX, a massive military amphibious cargo vehicle designed to carry heavy loads. That platform provides the strength needed to support the oversized body and the living spaces built inside it. The mechanical layout is just as unusual. Instead of relying on one central engine, the Hummer H1X3 uses 4 independent diesel engines, with one engine powering each wheel. This setup distributes power directly to all 4 corners of the vehicle. In a machine this wide and heavy, that arrangement helps move the entire structure without forcing a single conventional drivetrain to handle the full load. Despite its enormous dimensions, the Hummer can reach a top speed of about 20 miles per hour. That may sound modest, but the number feels very different when you imagine a vehicle 46 feet long and 22 feet tall, moving under its own power. At that speed, its sheer presence would dominate almost any open space. Every turn has to be planned carefully, and every maneuver requires plenty of room, especially because of the vehicle's width and the long distance between its front and rear ends. Inside, the Hummer stops feeling like an ordinary vehicle. It contains 2 full levels of living space, complete with a lounge, kitchen, and bathroom, making it feel much more like a mobile residence than an automotive cabin. The interior layout takes full advantage of the massive volume created by the 3:1 scale. Instead of a few seats and a dashboard, occupants find separate rooms with enough space to walk around, stand upright, and use the vehicle like a livable structure. The result is an unusual combination of utility vehicle, motorhome, and museum display. From the outside, it keeps the aggressive appearance of a Hummer. Inside, it provides features normally associated with a very large recreational vehicle. The Hummer belongs to Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan and is located at the Off-Road History Museum in Sharjah, United Arab Emirates. There it is displayed alongside other rare machines and unusual projects that represent the most extreme side of off-road engineering. More than just an enlarged replica, the Hummer H1X3 demonstrates how changing a vehicle's scale can completely transform its purpose. What began as a military-inspired utility vehicle becomes an enormous mobile structure capable of housing people on 2 separate levels. If this Hummer already seems too large to be real, the next vehicle takes the idea of a classic pickup truck even further. Once you see what is hidden inside it, you will understand why this list has not reached its peak yet. Dodge Power Wagon. If the previous Hummer looked like a moving building, the Dodge Power Wagon takes that idea to another level. Inspired by the original 1950 model, it preserves the rugged appearance of the classic pickup, while enlarging it until the vehicle itself becomes the size of a house. This replica is described as being 64 times larger than the original vehicle. That figure helps explain why its wheels, fenders, and cab seem to belong to a machine built for giants rather than a pickup designed for ordinary roads. The original Dodge Power Wagon was created as a tough work vehicle, heavily influenced by the military trucks used during World War II. Its simple design, exposed fenders, and high front end made it a symbol of durability among farmers, laborers, and off-road enthusiasts. In the Giant version, that identity remains instantly recognizable. The vertical grille, long hood, and rear cargo bed preserve the lines of the 1950 model, but each feature has been enlarged until it resembles part of a building. The entire structure weighs approximately 50 metric tons, or about 55 US tons. That is equal to the combined weight of several heavy trucks, and makes it clear that this is not a lightweight decorative shell. It is a massive construction, requiring a strong base to support the load. Up close, each tire looks like a circular wall. The fenders rise far above a person's head, while the cab sits so high off the ground that getting inside feels nothing like entering a normal automobile. But the interior is where this Dodge completely abandons the role of an ordinary pickup. Instead of seats, a dashboard, and a small passenger compartment, it contains an entire house with a living room, bedrooms, and a bathroom built into the structure. The massive interior volume makes it possible to walk through the rooms, just as you would inside a conventional home. Walls, furniture, and separate living spaces make it easy to forget that everything is housed inside a replica of a vehicle. Even the cargo bed has been given an unexpected purpose. Its tailgate becomes a balcony, creating an elevated outdoor area at the rear of the truck. On the original model, that space would have carried tools, supplies, or equipment. Here it becomes part of the living quarters. Because of the vehicle's height, the balcony provides a commanding view of the surrounding area. From the outside, it looks as though someone built a terrace directly onto the tailgate of a classic pickup, while preserving the recognizable shape of the original bed. Even with a weight of roughly 50 metric tons and an entire house inside, the giant Dodge Power Wagon has its own engine. It can move under its own power without having to remain permanently loaded onto a transport platform. Naturally, it does not move with the agility of a conventional pickup. Putting a structure this heavy in motion requires open space, low speed, and careful control, especially during turns and tight maneuvers. When it moves, the spectacle comes less from speed and more from scale. Watching what looks like a house shaped like a Dodge Power Wagon roll across the ground is unlike seeing any mass-produced automobile. Like the other giants on this list, it belongs to Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan. The vehicle is part of his collection of special projects, enlarged replicas, rare machines, and custom automotive creations that challenge every conventional idea of size. The Dodge is located at the Emirates National Auto Museum near Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. The museum itself attracts attention before visitors even see the collection, because it is housed inside a massive pyramid-shaped building. Inside that unusual setting, the giant Power Wagon stands out not only because of its size, but also because it combines two completely different purposes. On the outside, it is a classic pickup truck. On the inside, it becomes a multi-room home. The build also preserves the visual character of the 1950 model. Rather than modernizing the design, the project keeps the appearance of an era when pickup trucks were simple, heavy-duty machines built primarily for work. That contrast is exactly what makes the vehicle so memorable. A model that originally represented practicality and hard labor was recreated as a monumental display containing bedrooms, a bathroom, a living room, and even a rear balcony. Of the three vehicles in this video, this one transforms the relationship between appearance and function more than any other. The Jeep remains a giant Jeep. The Hummer becomes a livable two-story structure. But the Dodge hides almost an entire house inside the body of a pickup truck. And that is how one of the most respected work trucks of the last century became something even rarer. A fully functional mobile home weighing approximately 50 metric tons and capable of moving under its own power. Today, you saw three vehicles that took familiar designs and pushed them to almost unbelievable proportions. A Jeep standing more than 20 feet tall, a two-story Hummer, and a Dodge Power Wagon with an entire house hidden inside its body. These machines are more than oversized replicas. They show how far automotive passion, engineering, and creativity can go when someone decides to ignore every normal limit of size. Now tell us in the comments, which of these three giants impressed you the most? Which one would you most like to step inside? And what ordinary vehicle would you choose to rebuild on this scale? If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That helps YouTube recognize that this content is worth sharing, brings the video to more viewers, and supports the channel so we can continue featuring rare machines, extreme vehicles, and projects that seem impossible. We will see you in the next video.